so love. Wake up. Wake up. Greetings, beautiful people. We're back again with another Compass Code video. I have some lovely people with me today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves real briefly, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
Well, my name is Trish.
Okay, my name is Greg.
My name is Josh, founder of Dojo 7, DOJLSEVEN on Instagram. Make sure you check us out. We believe that healthy minds lead to happy lives. So that's why I'm here today. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for bringing me in.
Boy, I just like keep you around. You all right.
Yeah.
Right. So today, guys, we're going to start talking about generational curses. This is the topic of today. Perfect, right? And I feel, also I would like to say RP to a real one, Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? Also throw it out there, you know what I'm saying? So guys, what's something that you feel is the main factor when it comes to generational curses?
I think just not communicating with your kids, letting them know like the history of your family. Like I can speak for myself. I really didn't get to know the history of my family until I was 24 and I'm 26, and they're just now telling me stuff, and I'm like, damn, like that's why I do this way. That's why I do that. And now I'm starting to understand. So I get why my relationships don't work out. I understand like why I doubt myself. Like I get it, But it's just like, dang, if I would have knew this before, I would have been good. So I just think it comes down to communicate and just really like explaining to them, like why they are probably that way.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Greg?
I would say your diet. Diet.
Wow.
Didn't see that one coming.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things out there that no one would teach us,
Yeah.
And plus, we won't take the time to even look it up, even if the information is right in our face.
Right.
They teach you how to eat all this unhealthy stuff and don't tell you, hey, look up what you're eating. Like, look what you're putting in your body. And you pass that on down generation to generation. Now, everybody's at home getting itis, getting diabetes, getting high blood pressure, and what those people out there at the factories and plants are putting in your food. So diet is a really big generational curse. Your diet.
So I think that for me, understanding the why of generational curses was not as important as understanding how do you break them. Right? And one thing so I go back and forth over the Bible a lot. And it's very problematic. One of the things that I used to think was problematic that I'm starting to not think so much is the Bible doesn't explain a lot, right? It makes these statements and it suggests remedies.
Right.
And then throughout the course, I feel like of humanity, we're starting to be able to explain stuff that the Bible said just is. So I feel like, to your question, eventually we will be able to say, boom, 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 boom. This is why the same patterns repeat after. But one thing, I just am impressed with when I read the Bible is they'll just say something and it'll be a 2-sentence thing, and it'll take us 200 years to figure out why. But then right after the 2-sentence thing where they said what it was, they're also saying that here's how you stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I like how you said about what the most important thing is to know how to break the curses, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say it from a biological standpoint real quick, just to give an example of what came to my mind, you know what I'm saying? There's something called antibiotic resistance, and it deals with diseases and the bacteria in our body, you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where when you deal with certain stuff, you build a resistance again. The cell wall around it, the membrane, it gets thicker and thicker and layers in order to prevent from dying. And what came to my mind is how a lot of people can say they just shut themselves off and that's how they deal with things, right? Yeah. But it's like, if you shut yourself off, how do you get past it? How do you break it? What is generational curses? What is generations, you know what I'm saying? You can start a new generation. There's never a stopping point, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, this is just how I am, this is how I raised, and this is how I gotta live.
But the shutting down is also a defense mechanism,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So like we know both like physically and mentally, one of your body's responses to things to protect itself from taking more damage
Yeah.
is to cut off.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we pass out. This is the reason why like we black out. Just things like that. If you're receiving so much damage,
Right.
okay, one way that I can protect what's not damaged is to not even process what's going on.
Exactly.
So I think people that do shut down
Mhm.
that way, particularly in regard to these curses,
Right.
what is it that you are trying to protect yourself from?
Mhm.
It all starts with self-discipline. A lot of people don't have
Exactly.
self-discipline.
Yeah.
And they say it's hard to be disciplined, but it's really not. It's more of a mind
It's a
thing. Like
practice.
if you say you suck at something, you're gonna suck at it. Break the chain.
Mhm.
Stop what you're doing. Think. Reevaluate. We got plenty of generations to come. Start a new generation with a new outlook on life, a new viewpoint. Not this old great grandma, so on, so on, so on, like standpoint. Like
Mhm.
we have to break that chain. And the only thing is discipline to do it.
We're not being able to see it. We're not able to act on it just because that's how we are as human beings. But like you say, it's about discipline and it's about that practice. Even if you feel like you can't do it, even if you feel like you're not good enough, still make yourself do it. And that's the only way you'll find out, like, yo, I got this. I made it through that. So I can continue to go on.
And then you can show other people how you got
Exactly. Exactly.
Somebody might be going through the same thing you was going through.
Exactly.
I was just about to say, I think generational curses, just from hearing everyone talking about everything,
Mm-hmm.
I think it starts with you. I think we can
You
be the
continue
one
on.
to break that cycle, and it just goes with discipline, and diet, and everything we always say. It has to start with us. It can happen.
Do you feel like affection is an important factor when it comes to like generational stuff and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the offspring and how your child
Absolutely.
grows up
Absolutely.
mindset wise?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I feel like that plays a really big factor because a lot of kids that grow up don't get that love and affection,
Mhm.
and they have to find it from somewhere else. So they turn to other alternatives and get the wrong love and affection.
I think the love and affection piece is tricky though,
Mhm.
because a lot of the people that hurt you love you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the for me, a lot of the things that I inherited that weren't the best mindsets weren't because the people around me didn't love me. A
Mhm.
lot of it's because they didn't love themselves,
Exactly.
right? So the love and affection thing, it always starts with self.
Mhm.
Part of the reason that you were treated by your parents in a negative way, if you were, or experienced some things, is because they hadn't
Mhm.
got to the place of understanding within themselves and dealt with the hurt and the past and the experiences.
Exactly.
We'll use affection because we don't know how to apologize or because we don't know how to heal,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So I hurt you. I know I hurt you. I know I'm hurting myself. But the only thing that I have in my toolbox to cope with this
Mhm.
is come and give me a hug or come get something to eat
Right.
or here's a gift. And it's all we have. So we're doing the best we can. But I feel like if you take that same energy, turn it inward,
Mhm.
now we get into the discipline and the practice of it, right? Try to figure something new about yourself every day. Now it's like, okay, because I love myself,
Mhm.
I am better able to love you.
Exactly.
And all of those like superfluous affections
Right.
are replaced by something a little bit more like grounded.
Yeah, something genuine.
Yeah.
Definitely get that.
Yeah.
I think affection is it's like tricky because I've seen people who over like just being over like bearing with it, but it's just a balance when you do if your kid's doing something wrong or anyone, your friends, whoever, it's just communicating with them like, hey, like what's going on? This is why I'm doing this to you. This is why I'm saying this. This is why I have to talk to you this way. I think affection, you just have to be careful with how you do it. You know, you just have to explain to people. I think that's the biggest down in a lot of situations. The biggest downfall is that we just don't say what's really on our mind. I know that's what I do with. Like I try to please everybody all the time, But it's just like, it's okay to explain to people why you are that way.
If you know.
If you know. Yeah.
Right. A lot of people aren't in tune with their self to even realize, okay, why do I feel like this? Okay, why am I acting like this? Why did I do this? It's like if you ask them, they're like, I don't know. And that's it. Like they don't think about it and meditate on it.
Or don't even think about it.
They don't care.
The thought of questioning why you do stuff never has occurred to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel like affection is very important because we have all these hormones and neurotransmitters in our body, you know what I'm saying, and they release certain things. So not only do it affect us mentally, but also health-wise, you know what I'm saying, in our physical body. Affection does a lot as far as being able to think or being able to communicate, show you how to treat it. You know what I'm saying? So many factors goes into it. So I feel like it is.
You guys, have you ever heard of this? They explain why sometimes people are inattentive to other people by talking about headaches. They do this experiment and then they see what people notice when they're in pain and what people notice when they're at an equilibrium state.
Exactly.
And just when you're in pain, and of course the experiment is physical thing, just you don't notice a fraction of the things that you notice when you're kind of equilibrium.
Exactly.
I think the same applies to emotionally in life. There are some people that are just so caught up in what they're going through.
Something I would say is just recognizing where you are in life. And something I've started doing recently is writing down everything I don't understand that's going on in my life, everything that's taking place. And like you said, meditating, that's something I'm really heavy, and it's like I have to do it now in order to keep myself in the same place, you know what I'm saying? To be like, okay, this is my situation, whatever, suck it up, just get through it. Persistency, discipline, you know what I'm saying? All these things play factors. So something I like to do is to write down where I have been, write down where I am now, and to write down where I'm trying to get to. And once you do that, you're able to kind of map out, you know what I'm saying, and try to like think through. Even when you're at work, it doesn't matter where you're at. You will constantly be thinking about certain things, so you'll be able to understand what you want to do and where you want to be at.
So if you're looking to break generational curses, I would advise 3 steps. The first is just recognizing that it's possible and recognizing that no matter how deep it seems like you're in it right now, there is a way out, there is a better reality, there is a better existence. And just look for examples of people, not just on TV, but close to you, as people, like what it is that they've overcome. You'd be shocked at the stories. The second thing would be to recognize that sometimes things take a long time to happen, but persistence wins. And I use a third of a percent because it's 365 days in a year. If you were just to get a fraction of a percent, a third of a percent better every day, in a year, you would be a complete new person. So every new thought that you can think, every new resource that you can find, every new post on Instagram that challenges something, those add up over time, and you have to celebrate those little steps forward. And then if you're looking for a first step, meditation. Meditation, and a basic meditation that you can do is to put a 10-minute timer on and to just observe your thoughts and practice labeling thoughts, judgments, and emotions. And what this does is get you in the habit of first just being aware that you can see and control what's going on in your brain, but also getting you to start thinking about what the different things in your brain are.
I like that. All right, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Love, peace, and everything else, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys so freaking much for coming, you know what I'm saying, representing, and for sharing knowledge and getting personal, sharing your life experiences. So that really means a lot to me. Peace, love, and blessings. Peace out. How we doing, y'all?
We get it on to the break of dawn.